Howdy gamers, Old Gamer Guy here. Welcome to part 3 of my videos showing the very basic beginning concepts of They Are Billions. I'm very much still a beginner at this game, but there is no tutorial, and so I thought I'd make a few videos showing just some very basic stuff. This is part 3. You can see we haven't really expanded very much, but I have expanded at least my knowledge of the map a bit. We've got a few colonist tents going on. We've got a fisherman's cottage, a hunter's cottage, and then I put up a couple of Tesla towers, and I have a quarry over here. I found this building, the Executor. I'm not exactly sure what it does, but it looks like it's some kind of defensive measure. And I could have it attack the nearest target in its range, or I could have it automatically attack the highest level targets first. I could repair it if I had more iron. And I could demolish it, I think, for a return of 50% of the original resources. But I only need a little bit more iron to actually repair this, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it there for now. But what I do want to build, I think, is a sawmill. Yeah, produces wood from surrounding trees. So let's see, I could get 7 if I put it there, 8 if I put it there, 10 if I put it there. That's nice. So I guess I should put it there. Let's go ahead and go for that. And let's see, maybe... Okay, so I'm starting to run short of workers now, because if I wanted to build another sawmill, I can't, because I need 4 workers to do that. Same thing with the quarry. So I'm going to go ahead and build a few more colonist tents. Go ahead and leave a space in between, I guess. Yeah. So that will give me 8 more colonists, or 8 more workers, I think, total. Is that right? Yeah, 2 workers for each tent. So that'll give me 8 more workers. And what, 16 more colonists? Yeah, something like that. Okay, so what now? While those are being built, I guess I will go ahead and use these guys to explore a little bit more. So you select a group by using the D-pad or the cursor. I could come down here and select it that way, I think. But I'm using the D-pad to go 1 through 8. The 4 rangers here are group 1, and then I'm activating them with
You
R1.
are gonna pay me for this, right?
And I should go ahead and show this too, because the controls, like I say, there's no tutorial. It doesn't tell you any of this stuff. So if you hit your options button, go down to help, and then go up to controller, you can look at the various button and button combinations, what they do. I'm certainly not proficient at all this yet, so I'm still bringing this menu up quite a bit myself. But yeah, it's a very helpful thing. And also, I don't think I mentioned this before, but this game does allow mouse and keyboard support. So if you wanted to play it that way, you could do it. I don't have a mouse and keyboard on my PlayStation, so I'm using the controller. You got quick game concepts here. There's no scrolling, so that that 5 topics right there are your quick game concepts. Storable resources, survival mode gives you the goal and all that. So that's all in the options, or in the help section when you press the options button, and then you can also save and exit. So let's see. I think what I'll do here now is I'm going to go ahead and start showing an edited version of this game, so you can kind of see as I expand what happens. And I probably won't last all that long, but we'll see how long I last and see how this ends up. Okay, so now we're going to go to an edited part of this video. So honestly, that's kind of the game. I'm sure you discover more technology as you go along, but you have to keep expanding your colony, and it's good to go ahead and explore a little bit, I think, with rangers like this. And you can see that they automatically attack enemies as they find them, if they are within their little radius of sight there. But it's good to find some resources early on in the game, and so I think it's good to have a little squad of rangers that go around and do this type of thing. You might also find some buildings like the executor or the executor. I'm not sure if that's really pronounced, but eventually you are going to want to build a soldier's center, and you're probably going to want to do that sooner rather than later, I would think, because this building is going to allow you to train more troops. I personally have only been able to train more rangers. When you start the game, you start with 1 soldier. I've not been able to train any more of those guys, but I've been able to train some more rangers. And then once you have the building, you can set a rally point with the building's menu, and you saw me do that right there. And so now every time a troop is created by the soldier center, it will go to that little spot right there, and then I am individually selecting them and sending them where I want them. And so slowly, one by one, I am reinforcing the patrolling rangers that I have on the west and the east side of my colony here.
Roger that.
But that's kind of the deal. You have to have more citizens, you have to have more workers, which means you have to have more food. And so you have to kind of juggle your resources and figure out what it is you need next. And, you know, eventually you'll have to build more Tesla towers to extend the energy grid of your colony, so you can get more Reese's Pieces. You can get more resources to build more of everything, more troops, more buildings, whatever. And that really is kind of the game. You know, it gets more involved as you go along. You get bigger and bigger hordes. Your colony will, by necessity, get bigger, and you're just trying to survive for a certain number of days, basically. Here I'm building a wood workshop, which will theoretically allow me to build some different types of buildings and possibly different types of troops. To be honest with you, I really don't know. I've gotten to the point where I've built one of these buildings, but I really haven't seen exactly what it does for you, but I'm sure it does something. But here you go. Here's some zombies just kind of wandering in, and my patrolling rangers are taking them out which is cool. That's why the patrols are good, because you really don't know where the zombies are going to show up exactly. But eventually, as you're about to see here fairly quickly, hordes of zombies start showing up, and either your defenses will be ready or they won't. And that's kind of the downfall, possibly, of this game, and that's the fact that if you do fail, you have to start all over. So here we go. The first horde, day 13. Dozens of infected, he claims, are approaching from the east. You don't know exactly where they are, but there is about to be a marker on the mini-map in the lower left-hand corner. And there it is, a red marker. So they're approaching from that way. And so you kind of have to decide if you want to bring all of your defenses over this way, or if you can afford to possibly leave some of them on patrol, because other zombies can still wander in. But at this stage in my game, and the fact that I do have this set on a very easy difficulty, I'm going to go ahead and bring all my troops over here to deal with this. I'm not sure that I really needed to do this, but that's what I did based on the fact that I've been spanked by the zombies a couple of times already at this point. This is my third game. That's why I put it on an easier difficulty. And there they are. The zombies are approaching.
Aren't there other units to bother?
That's the nature of this map, is it's a little easier to defend because there are kind of these lanes in the map. But you also cannot expand your colony as much as you might want to. So you can see the units got a little damaged there, but they do heal themselves over time. And at this point, I was inspired to go ahead and build some walls. You can only build as far out as your energy grid will allow. So I'm building a wooden wall across this little gap here. The zombies can't go through the forest, and neither can your own troops. So in terms of defense, those trees are as good as the rocks. So here I'm going to build another Tesla tower to extend my power grid up this way as much as I can. And yeah, that's kind of the game. You expand your colony, the hordes keep coming, and you survive as long as you can. You have to keep expanding and getting more resources and building more defenses and building more tents and, you know, everything. Building more everything. You just kind of have to keep going and going and going as long as you can. The default setting is 100 days. But you can change that. And that's really it. So I guess what I'll do is I will make one more video of this third game of mine, and it will show how this colony ended up. But for now, I think I've shown the basic concepts of this game. It's a really cool game, I think, and it's fairly cheap, so check it out. But for now, thanks for watching.